सभी बच्चे दिल की उमंग उत्साह से मूर्ति शिव जयंती मनानी है तो त्रिमूर्ति शिव अर्थात ज्योति बिंदु बच्चों के मस्तक पर 3 बिंदियों का तिलक देख हर्षित हो ये तिलक सारे ज्ञान का सार इन 3 बिंदियों में सारा ज्ञान सागर का सार भरा हुआ है। सारे ज्ञान का सार 3 बातों में परम आत्मा, आत्मा और ड्रामा अर्थात रचना। आप भी बिंदु, आप भी बिंदु और रचना अर्थात ड्रामा भी। तो आप सभी बिंदु बिंदु की जयंती मना रहे, बिंदु बन के मना रहे हो ना। अगर सारा खेल भी देखो, प्रकृति का खेल भी देखो तो 2 बातों का, एक बिंदु का और दूसरा लाइट ज्योति का। तो बात को क्या कहते हैं? सिर्फ बिंदु नहीं कहते, ज्योति बिंदु कहते हैं। तो रचता भी ज्योति बिंदु है। समझा ना सभी ने? समझा?
Om Shanti. Avyakt signals remain constantly in the stage of a detached observer. Although Father Brahma was corporeal, because he had the subtle and incorporeal stages, he always remained beyond. Follow the Father in the same way. Be a detached observer and watch the games of this old world from up above. You have to have this stage now at all times. For this, always stay beyond the physical consciousness, beyond the awareness of the physical world. That is, by being a detached observer, you will be able to experience his company at all times.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is day 6. Silent sound of the soul. Speak less, speak softly, speak sweetly. Today's topic is finish but and sometimes. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Good morning from Shantivan. It's springtime here and it's very, very beautiful weather, nor cold nor hot, and all the flowers are blossomed. Only you miss flowers here, which you used to see. We will get very soon. Lot has been offered and we will arrange it. Yes, everyone looks very well and everyone is okay. That's nice. Yeah, Baba is really, really taking care of us all, right? Wherever we are. Mm. It's Shantivan is very busy with lot of people. They start arriving for Dadi Gulzar's and also Baba's transmission. So soon will be you will see big crowds. So yes, Yagya and Baba has unlimited heart. So everything is unlimited here. Unlimited cooking, unlimited sharing, unlimited everything unlimited. So that's our Baba, right? And the family he has created. Mm. I think some of us, when we start checking and change, checking is like creating a chart. So when you start noticing, then I think it becomes very easy to change. One of the biggest change which is required at this time is that nothing should be waste. Our thoughts shouldn't be wasted. Our words, our actions, nothing should waste. We have to change it to something which is meaningful, useful, appropriate, and of some service, powerful also. So this change will definitely help us to be more powerful. And especially when there is something waste, then instantly we feel we are weak, weakness. It's like loss of blood. When there is loss of blood, the body feels very fragile and weak. So same is actually wasteful thoughts. And I feel loss of blood. So then after that, you start feeling very weak. But as soon as you change thoughts and have powerful thoughts or thoughts of Baba's remembrance, anything, any practice, like I immediately start using eternal and original self practice. So the power comes back as if blood has been given back. So, as we think of the body, the strength of body, same way we have to think about the power of the soul to otherwise if that leakage happens of wasteful thoughts or wasteful words, then leakage is not good, because one of the aim is to keep ourselves full, and that is what we will be taking homework, and that homework will be whenever Baba asks question, and one of the biggest question Baba always asks, are you happy? So we say, yes, Baba, right? Everyone raise hand. Are you all happy? Yeah. So now Baba says, are you all ever happy? Some are hands, same is in front of Baba. raising hand, slowly thinking, oh no, but sometimes because of whatever reason, so immediately word but and sometimes emerge. So when word but and sometimes emerge, Baba smiles and Baba knows that it's not consistent. Mm. So I think that if we pay attention to remembrance of Baba, reflection, somewhere the intellect and mind to remain engaged. And when it is engaged, then automatically it's also happy, it's full. But when it's not engaged in remembrance or in reflection or even good thoughts for how to serve others, then the happiness is reduced and but and sometimes word come. So our homework, our aim is now to make sure that we reach to that stage, mm, and that stage is to be consistent. And if we know that sustaining one's own self, how do I sustain myself so that I am consistent? Whether sustaining through my own efforts or sustaining through reading Murli, sharing Murli points with each other. You know, if our heartbeat becomes very fast, then suddenly very slow, or there are some with certain age, doctors tell them that nighttime sometimes your breathing is not proper or it's very slow. So they give them little machine, I see. They sleep with that so that breathing can be consistent, right? To have breathing consistent is important for the body. Even for half a moment, you feel out of breath, or sometimes you feel because of any stress, or possibly these days, what is happening a lot is blockages. After certain age, here also many sisters, they are told that they have their arteries are blocked and blood circulation is not consistent and it's not reaching heart. So same is if I am not consistent. So Baba sometimes says that enthusiasm is the breath of Brahman life. But I feel Baba's remembrance is our breath. Baba's remembrance is our breath. And as soon as there is forgetfulness or I don't think, not remembering Baba, you start seeing there are certain blockages which affects not only physical heart, but it also affects our mind and intellect very subtly. So when there are already blockages, what they do? So I know yesterday we came to know about one sister, uh, and so she was kind of little bit not too well. But you know, we always think whenever there is something, oh, maybe I ate something, it must be stomach, it must be, no, we don't immediately think. It could be whatever is diagnosed. So suddenly she was diagnosed, all her, everything is blocked completely. So she had to be taken to hospital to decide what treatment. One of the treatment is ballooning, other is open heart surgery. And these days they do open heart surgery more uh, because doctor surgeon says if I see properly what else damage is there, then I can take care. But if I don't open it and we do it and then we find it could have been different. Hmm. So our Dari Janki used to say a lot uh, that have open heart surgery, open your heart. Hmm. Open in, let surgeon open it, not open it everywhere. Like if there is uh, anything which maybe you are not aware of is blocking your flow of consistent remembrance or enthusiasm, if it's that, then you have to open it, right? By writing to Baba, but also to a proper surgeon, right? Who can help you. Of course, Baba is our surgeon, right? But then there are others who can at least recommend and help. It's not you sit and start talking everywhere about what is blocking your flow of consistent remembrance. So it won't help, right? So that is why Baba says, even if you have to, you're not feeling well and you come to the right person where through blessings and conversation, not in or for the sake of conversation, but where something can be removed and blockages can be removed and you are healed again so that you have a normal, consistent breathing in the sense of, so our breathing here is a natural flow mm, of churning, natural flow of remembrance, natural flow of enthusiasm, and also we say sweet, soft words. So same is our thinking, that sweetness within the self. So I think all of us have to check and we will find, do the words but and sometimes emerge. That means also that, basically it's the atmosphere, that means the influence of circumstances. Like some places do not have enough oxygen, or your food is not, diet is not what it should be. So same is, there will always be various kind of situations, circumstances. Yesterday, I was able to make time and start taking blessings so that we can serve properly. So I asked Sister Jayanti if two of can go to every Dadi's cottage in their room and take blessings from each one, an inner direction of how we do, how we begin, where we begin. But it was so beautiful. But again, it was like after 2 years just coming out and seeing so many people being amongst, it was something different. So I was just saying, oh, after 2 years we have come out. So of course, Dadi's rooms were same, so Dadi's rooms were same. Vibrations were very powerful. Mm. But lot of activity around, lot of construction, lot of people was new something, no, for us. So we have to adjust, right? So not being influenced by, not being influenced by an external atmosphere. Plus, what do I take? Our food is what do I take for my mind? What do I take for my intellect? Sometimes we take things which are not healthy. Even they are happening, all right, but I don't need to take it. So always remind yourself that it is very, very important for us to take the uh, right things from around, and also any situation, anything, 10 people will tell you 10 different things, right? So do we take all 10, or we just we detach observer, and then we say, okay, let's see what Baba has to tell me. I only think what looking at Baba feels right. So we don't take unnecessarily, because when you take in, you have to digest, right? And then this why and what will emerge. Why, what, how? No, it shouldn't be like that. So we are very, very attentive that blessings can only stay. Blessings will only work if my stage, I maintain that stage of love, spiritual love, of peace, and don't allow my feelings to change for anyone or for anything. So there had been very interesting uh, experiences here. A lot of attention on consistent remembrance, consistent love, consistently peaceful, not sometimes. So it's very, very good, I think, for us all, for all of us taking this homework, reminding ourselves that we're not going to tell Baba, but sometimes, but pay attention so that we can be very, very consistent. As I gave example for pulse or heart, for anything, it needs to be consistent, right? Even with pulse, very subtly there is something going on. It jumps so high, right? Or goes very low. So we all have to keep in attention on being consistent. I think we will be there, right? Yeah. I woke up very early morning and I was remembering Baba. And that is why in Lokik world, in path of bhakti, they keep the rosary. Because with the hand, when they keep moving one bead, then another bead, then third bead, that is more so that they are there, they don't remember, but they chant. But why they chant with the rosary? It helps them to be consistent, right? But for us, it's not we have to take rosary, but every thought, attention on every thought, so that remembrance of Baba, love for Baba, and then same love towards everyone, whether it is towards the souls or for environment and for everything. To be consistent now is important. Our Baba, Bab Dada, our Dadis, they were consistent. There will be some obstacles out from outside, from within, from some sanskars, karmic accounts. But when there is remembrance, then they will definitely be removed. It's not a lot of effort, but it's less effort, right? What I find that when we do a constant effort, then it's very easy. Mama used to say, if there is a thread and it keeps breaking, you put knot, then another knot. It takes time and it's not beautiful. So not having remembrance And then to again start is a lot of effort. So let the love, let Baba's peace, knowledge, whatever Baba has given us, through that we maintain our consistent stage and also consistent effort, consistent remembrance of Baba, so that burden sometimes can finish. It's really, really happy to see all of you, and lots of love from Baba, and Om Shanti everyone, and your good night there. We can have a moment of silence and then we Om Shanti to everyone. Okay. Om Shanti everyone.
Om Shanti, everyone. So, welcome to a Vyakti Journey, gift from God, pulse of wisdom from Dadi Gulsarji.
सबके दिल में एक बाबा, मेरा बाबा, मीठा बाबा। मैं समझती हूँ 15-16 वर्ष तक पहुंचे थे। बोर्डिंग में, इस ईश्वरी विश्वविद्यालय के बोर्डिंग में तो हम 9 साल के गए थे, लेकिन कुछ साल के बाद हमने ट्रांस द्वारा पहले ज्योति बिंदु शिव बाबा को देखा। हमें इतना परमात्मा का ज्ञान मिला नहीं था स्पष्ट, आत्मा का ज्ञान पहले मिला था। जैसे स्कूल में होता है, पहले ही थोड़ी केजी के क्लास में कोई एमए बीए का तो पढ़ाई नहीं पढ़ाई जाती है, धीरे धीरे बढ़ते जाती है। तो प्रजापिता ब्रह्मा द्वारा जो परमात्मा ने हमको ज्ञान दिया, तो पहले आत्मा का ज्ञान स्पष्ट था। और साक्षात्कार ट्रांस में भी हम लोग जाते थे। मैं भी ट्रांस में 8 साल की आयु से हमको परमात्मा से वरदान मिला। लेकिन तब शुरू में जो ट्रांस में साक्षात्कार होते थे, वो श्री कृष्ण के और देवताओं के होते थे। ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा का साक्षात्कार कुछ समय के बाद हमने किया। तो आप समझिए, जब हमको कोई पहचान परिचय नहीं था, लेकिन हमने जब ज्योति बिंदु को देखा तो हमारा अनुभव था कि रूप तो शिकल तो कोई नहीं थी, ब्रह्मा बाबा की भी शिकल नहीं थी, लेकिन ज्योति बिंदु को देख करके मुझे ऐसे लगा कि ये मेरा सब कुछ है। फेस कोई भी नहीं था, लेकिन वो देख करके ऐसे लगा जैसे बहुत कोई प्रिय वस्तु होती है ना, समझो बहुत 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 प्रिय वस्तु जो होती है वो आपको सामने आ जाए तो आप सोचो आपको क्या अनुभव होगा। ऐसे उस ज्योति बिंदु से हमको ऐसे ही अनुभव हुआ कि ये मेरा अपना है और सब कुछ यही है। आश्चर्य तो लौटने के, साक्षात्कार के लौटने के बाद आश्चर्य लगा मेरे को, लेकिन उस समय जैसे उस प्रभु प्रेम के संबंध, सर्व संबंध का रस उस ज्योति बिंदु से हमको जैसे अनुभव हो रहे थे। जैसे कहते हैं ना लव लीन, ऐसे उसको देखते 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 ऐसे मुझे लगा जैसे सर्व संबंध का जो रस है, अनुभव है, वो मुझे उस ज्योति बिंदु से हो रहे। और दिल कहती थी कि ये मेरे आंखों से हटे नहीं। लेकिन साक्षात्कार तो थोड़े टाइम के लिए होता है, तो साक्षात्कार की घड़ी तो पूरी हो गई। लेकिन फिर जब पिताश्री शिव बाबा वही ज्योति बिंदु ब्रह्मा बाबा के तन में प्रवेश होकर के शिव परमात्मा ज्योति बिंदु का परिचय दिया हमको, तभी हमको पता पड़ा कि वाह, भाग्य अपना कहेंगे कि मुझे तो ट्रांस द्वारा उसी परम पिता परमात्मा ने अपना रूप दिखाया और अनुभव कराया। और सचमुच ऐसे लग रहा था जैसे मैं हूं भी, खुद को भी नहीं समझती तो मैं हूं। वो दुनिया वाले कहते आत्मा परमात्मा में लीन हो जाती, लेकिन हमने अनुभव किया कि आत्मा परमात्मा में लीन नहीं होती, लेकिन आत्मा परमात्मा के लव में लीन हो जाती। लव लीन और लीन में फर्क है। लीन माना तो वो आत्मा का जो अस्थि है, स्मृति है, वो आत्मा ही खत्म हो गई परमात्मा में समा करके। लेकिन लव लीन है उसके प्यार में बिल्कुल खो जाना। तो मैंने प्रैक्टिकल अनुभव किया साक्षात्कार द्वारा, कितना प्यारा है। मैं वर्णन नहीं कर सकती हूं कि वो प्रभु प्यार जो कहते हैं परमात्मा प्यार का सागर है, तो सचमुच जहां सर्व संबंध का अनुभव होगा, एक एक संबंध के प्यार का अनुभव आपको है। लेकिन ये प्यार और वो प्यार में फर्क है, वो मैं सुनाती हूं। लेकिन सर्व संबंध एक में मिल जाए तो आप सोचिए उस समय क्या अनुभूति हो। तो प्रभु प्यार ऐसी चीज है। और वैसे भी देखो, प्यार में मनुष्य अपने को कुर्बान करने के लिए सेकंड में तैयार हो जाते। अगर दिल का प्यार है तो, स्वार्थ का प्यार नहीं। स्वार्थ का प्यार होता है तो वो तो स्वार्थ पूरा हुआ तो वो इधर तो वो उधर हो जाएगा। लेकिन जो दिल का सच्चा प्यार होता है वो और चीज होती है। और जो दिल का सच्चा प्यार होता है उसमें कुछ भी कुर्बान करना, जैसे क्षमा के ऊपर पतंग सेकंड में स्वाह हो जाता है, ऐसे परमात्म प्यार में अनुभव कहता है। हमारा सिर्फ अनुभव नहीं है, हमको तो साक्षात्कार पहले हुआ, लेकिन अभी तो ज्ञान के आधार से भी, योग के आधार से भी हम अनुभव करते हैं। अनेक भाई बहनों का अनुभव है, जब परमात्म प्यार का अनुभव हो जाता तो कुछ भी कुर्बान करने के लिए बड़ी बात नहीं लगती।
प्यार आपने हमको है दिया, हीरा हमें बना कर श्रृंगार है किया, श्रीमत से मंचन को आवाज हम करें, किन शब्दों में आपका धन्यवाद करें।
Om Shanti. So tomorrow is Monday, another week, and our schedule will remain same from Amrit Vela till night, and also including our 3 times 10 minutes of yoga party during the day. So now let's get our homework for tomorrow, and would like to invite our dear angel sister, Sister Kala. Welcome.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Bhumi Ben. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Avyak Parivar, for giving this chance to be together, journey together, enjoy together. I think the last few minutes of Dadi Gulzar must have transported everyone. Yes, in front of Shiv Baba Jyoti Bindu. And I think that was the practical demonstration of the power of words, how one can create an experience through words. If we have to learn that, it's Dadi Gulzar. So how lucky we are using her example and her practices also to do the same. So yesterday was about check and change. And we were saying it's going to be interesting because it was not the usual checking for negative and changing it to positive, but it was actually building on the positive, even if we had the positive, but how do you build on it? How do you make it more right, more positive, better? It was a very interesting, homework that Didi gave us yesterday. And I'm sure everybody found that not just challenging, but also very fulfilling, right? Because after a certain stage in Brahmin life, you're not happy just changing negative to positive, negative to positive. That becomes like a routine. But if you can say what more, what better, that really takes us towards that stage of elevated and very fulfilling. Did any of you find resistance to change? Because we talked about that yesterday. Right. One is not to even notice or recognize that I need to change something. But the other is after I notice, after I recognize, you find some kind of resistance or some kind of a laziness, right? I'm okay how I am. I'll do it later. Still time. Baba gives us many examples of our internal conversation. And that's where I think we have to reaffirm every time our commitment to change. Why did we come to Baba? Why are we living this life? Because we recognized that when I change, the world changes. So if I'm looking outside and seeing that this one is not changing, that is still the same, I'm also a big part of that, right? So total commitment to my own change. And so I'm sure you're all keeping your little chart or diary, or keep a little check on yourself, how you're doing, and how also it's affecting your inner state of silence and your outer state, your also power of words, how it's impacting your words, because that's what's our homework has been, to watch, speaking slowly, softly, one thing, but also impactfully, right? Our convictions are growing, our faith is growing, our silence is growing, and so it must definitely impact in our words. So today, again, our challenge that Baba always puts in front of us. You remember the word, Baba's favorite word? Sada, constant, consistent, always. So our homework today is about what is it that prevents us from being always sada, consistent. How do we get away with it? And these are the two words that we picked up again from Baba's Murlis. And those words are but, and sometimes but is lekin in Hindi, and sometimes is kabhi kabhi. That word you must be familiar with. Kabhi kabhi. So as soon as he say kabhi kabhi, Baba would smile. Remember? I know what's in your mind, kabhi kabhi. But I don't know if Baba would still be smiling if we say kabhi kabhi. Those were the days when he would smile. But I don't think he would really like to hear that anymore. So really our challenge to remove that word completely from our dictionary. So many words in Brahmin dictionary that we have erased, right? One after the other. So these are two words that we have to work on, which is but. And what makes you say but? How do you get, it's almost like you get out somehow, by saying but this one is like that, or but this happened, or but whatever. So this habit of creating or looking for reasons, looking for even excuses, right? Because in Brahmin life, there's really no reason as such. Baba has given a way around everything. Baba's knowledge and Baba, the way Baba teaches us yoga, it really leaves no room for reasons. And if we still are creating reasons or looking for excuses, it means we haven't totally imbibed knowledge. So let's see how that goes. So we had a full class today on holistic health, right? Didi took us through not just soul health, but also body health. What is breath, what is pulse, what is, consistency, and very, very lovely, parallels between the two. That if you must open the heart, who do you open it to? The surgeon, the eternal surgeon, who can take care of what's in there, not just to anybody and everybody, because he can always create solutions for any reason that you have, right? Any blockage, any problem, he will have a solution. That's why nobody else can guarantee that, to give us answers, to give us solutions. So if we must open, let's open to the eternal surgeon. And also, of course, Didi talked about conversation with someone that is trustworthy, and that one somebody that can help us also to resolve and understand our feelings and emotions, because those are the blockages that bring in these words sometimes, but this, so it's very important for us to get to know ourselves. And the example of the dadis being consistent. I know they were also making efforts in their own way and in their own, level. But we always saw them consistent, right, in making those efforts. And never we would be able to tell, something went wrong, or today was like this, or today was like that. And so great inspiration from Baba, Mama, Dadis, to be consistent effort makers. So let's see what our homework says in order to remove these words, but and sometimes. Again, these versions are from Baba's Murlis. So what's the yukti that Baba has to finish but and sometimes? It goes like this. You are the highest Brahmins, most elevated souls of the world with a special part. Then why is the awareness of this form of the last birth, of your position and of your occupation special only sometimes and ordinary at other times? When it is your original form and your birth itself is great, why do you forget the greatness of your life and your birth? And I think this goes back to our stage of practicing original and eternal, right? Who I am eternally, originally. And of course, now, especially as Brahmins, my identity as the highest, most elevated part. So why would I forget that? Why would I forget my form, my position, what I'm supposed to do? Why does it wane? And so something for us to think about how firmly rooted I am in this awareness of Brahmin, elevated Brahmin, special part, because that awareness will remove these words, but and sometimes, I think, right? So that would be our homework practice tomorrow. We will now go into meditation.
Finish, but and sometimes. You are the highest Brahmins, most elevated souls of the world, with a special part. Then why is the awareness of this form of the last birth, of your position, and of your occupation special only sometimes and ordinary other times? When it is your original form and your birth itself is great, why do you forget the greatness of your life and your birth?
लेकिन और कभी कभी समाप्त करो। आप उच्च ब्राह्मण हो। विश्व में सर्वश्रेष्ठ आत्माएं हो। और विशेष पाठधारी हो। फिर अपने इस अंतिम जन्म के इस रूप की, अपने पोजीशन की व अपने ऑक्यूपेशन की स्मृति कभी विशेष और कभी साधारण क्यों रहती है? जबकि निजी स्वरूप है और जन्म ही महान है। तो अपने जीवन की और जन्म की महानता को भूलते क्यों हो?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.